Welcome back, guys. Welcome to the third part of our little motorcycle build here. So as I explained in the last video, I was gonna start on making a shifter, and I went ahead and skipped ahead. I didn't film any of it because I knew it was just gonna be a pain in the total butt. So I just went ahead, cracked down on it, and figured it out. All right, so let me give you a quick rundown of how it works. Let's start right here. As I mentioned in the last video, I was gonna use the adjustment from the edger to make a shifter. So that's what I did. That's our shifter here. I used the same rod that came with the edger, shortened it up a bit, and ran it to this guy right here. Just another random joint that was on the edger. So then it all kind of just leads to this right here, and basically, as you can see, all these are just miscellaneous cuts that I had to do to adjust it to make sure that I got everything that I wanted out of this shifter. And lo and behold, I finally did, after a whole day of messing around, and I had to change this angle, and it was a mess. So I finally got it. It's in neutral right now. It doesn't even make it to reverse, and I never wanted it to, so I'm happy about that. There it goes, all the way down to 5th gear, and all the way back up to neutral. I'm glad it works. It'll look a lot nicer once it's painted and doesn't look like a ragtag, random things put together. And my favorite part is right here. As far as it goes back is neutral, so it's not like I have to find where neutral is. I just slam this all the way back, and then it's in neutral. I like to say that I designed it that way, but I didn't really. Anyways, so it's gonna be kind of hard driving and shifting, but that's the nature of the beast. So, first, second, third. Third's more like right here. Let's say third, fourth, and then fifth. It starts out one click, one click, one click, and it skips a couple. It gets further and further as it goes on. That's just the way it goes. I don't even care. I'm happy with what we got. It works. So yeah, that's our shifter. So there's really one last thing that I got to do before I can just take everything off and then start welding everything back together. And that is to do the exhaust. And I'm gonna go with this. I really like the character that it'll give the bike, kind of like that old tractor feel. I have this little piece of sheet metal, and fits over all those little crappy parts, so I think I can just put that on there, screw it on or something, and then we should be good to go. And then I'm just gonna put it somewhere like this, or yeah, something like that. Well guys, it is the next day, and I believe that I have all the components on the bike that I want on there. So now I can go ahead and take everything off, properly weld everything on there, and make sure everything's nice and strong. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it apart. I probably won't film it, but we'll see it in a bit. Alright guys, so I just got back from the store, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to repair this. Should be pretty simple repair on my part. I'm not gonna try welding this. It's way too thin. So anyways, I'm just gonna paint some of this crappy part real quick. I'm gonna use this sheet metal, put that like so. Actually, not quite. I think I'm gonna lay this down like that. Originally on the 212 motorbike. The exhaust broke off, and it's just kind of been laying there, so I got a bunch of this extra stuff. Might as well use it up. And that's gonna go over that. And then I got hose clamps. I'm just gonna slide them on there and tighten them up. Alright, there you go guys. There's the poor man's way of repairing an exhaust. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, paint up the rest of the bike. The next thing you're gonna see is a finished shifter motor bike thing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we made it. We are at my little testing ground. I got our motorized bike thing. We're gonna try it out today and see how it goes. So let me just go ahead and explain to you real fast how this thing works and what exactly it is. So let's start out with the engine. It is a 212cc Harbor Freight Predator engine with a torque converter on this side going to a jack shaft, and that jack shaft from our torque converter and this chain right here is going to a 5-speed transmission that came off of an old lawnmower. And we have neutral and then 1 through 5. So it's quite versatile. We have a big old gear on the other side running to our sprocket, and our sprocket is off of a dirt bike that I went ahead and welded onto the original gear that was for the bicycle. As explained earlier, we have our shifter here. It's off of a lawn edger. Took off some pieces, took off the little notches here, and used it to my advantage to be able to switch the gears of the gearbox. We come over here, we have our exhaust. Also came off an old John Deere lawnmower. I'm using a plate from a hot water heater, and I'm using that to protect me from burning my legs. And then guys, I also have this owner's manual right here. This is what this little container's for. And here's my owner's manual. Yeah, that's good. Good enough for me. Let's put that back in there. So guys, a second there, I was in first gear and I just kind of did a mini wheelie, so I'm gonna try again. By no means have I ever done a wheelie like this before, so. And I gotta be careful because there's still little bicycle wheels on there too, but I'm gonna just try just a quick pop up and see if I can do something like that, so. Well guys, I don't know if you saw that, but I think I might have broke the transmission. I'm not entirely sure, but even no matter what gear I'm in, it'll keep spinning like it's in neutral. I think doing wheelies wasn't the best idea, but if I wanted to, I could flip this bike upside down. I'm just too much of a sissy to really try and goose it and do an actual wheelie for some time. I think this might be part of the issue. I don't remember band right here. I don't remember it being outside of the transmission, so I think maybe the whole shaft in here shifted this way. Unfortunately, also, when I was unloading it off the truck, the bike fell and I bent this whole thing right here. It used to look a lot better, but oh well. So the only real thing that I could say that's kind of iffy about the bike is when you're switching gears, you have to let go of the throttle all the way and give it literally like at least 1 second to for the torque converter to release, and then you can switch gears. And if you don't do that, if you don't give it enough time, then it will kind of jump into the next gear and it'll sound kind of bad. But it works so well other than that. I mean, I'm surprised that little transmission can really handle all this. I'm gonna go ahead, give it one more try and see if the transmission falls back into place. Found the problem, guys. You see? You see it now? Apparently this isn't tight enough, so I didn't bring any tools. Oh man, I was blaming it on the transmission. Oh geez. Oh, well, that's kind of a relief. I am saved. This is the only tool I had in my toolbox. Oh, thank goodness. All right, so I think I might have fixed it. No more wheelies. I don't think I'm gonna try to do another wheelie. I don't wanna break it, but we can still do a burnout. Well, unfortunately, I think the problem's a little bigger than what I can deal with just that little adjustable wrench. So, gotta call it, guys. I gotta figure out a way to make some better back tires, back wheels. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching. Here are the comments that I enjoyed from the last video or two. If you want to be featured, just write a comment and you might find it here. All right, I'll see you